as you get older. Yep. You got to get what? Keep them up on the game. I'm not reaching for no gun. Can I move my phone?
Unlock all kind of strip clubs in Omaha. We don't know. This is musty. This is disgusting at the highest level.
Floyd Mayweather has thrown another sharp jab at Terence Crawford following his recent traffic incident, and his words were cutting. Commenting on Crawford's wild celebration after defeating Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather mocked the Omaha native's behavior, suggesting it was overblown. Asterisk, if beating Canelo makes Crawford act like he runs boxing, what would he do if he'd beaten greater fighters like Manny? Asterisk, Mayweather remarked. He argued that every fighter should know his limits, stressing that Crawford's reaction only exposed his inexperience at the highest echelon. Mayweather reminded fans that he defeated Canelo years earlier with ease, implying Crawford still falls short of his level.
Check yourself. Another point. Floyd Mayweather, he don't carry no gun. Floyd don't carry.
Mayweather's criticism went beyond the ring, as he addressed Crawford's recent run-in with Omaha police. Calling the incident both unfortunate and embarrassing, Floyd argued that instead of making headlines for the wrong reasons, Crawford should have been celebrating with his family and appreciating his historic victory, rather than drawing negative attention outside boxing.
Between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you.
He always figures it out.
Yeah, he's
a shot master.
yeah, his IQ in
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it,
The headlines Mayweather referenced began unfolding early this morning in downtown Omaha. Just hours earlier, the city had honored Crawford with a massive parade celebrating his victory over Canelo, where he was the centerpiece of the festivities. But by night's end, the tone shifted dramatically. According to the Omaha Police Department, around 1:30 a.m., officers observed a vehicle driving recklessly near North 12th Street and Capitol Avenue. They initiated a traffic stop on Cass Street and discovered 4 occupants inside the car, including Crawford himself. Among them was his head of security, Qasim Shabazz, adding an unexpected twist to what had started as a triumphant day.
I'm not reaching for no gun. Can I move my phone?
Love Crawford being harassed by cops and pulled over by the cops right after the parade. Diabolical.
Later that day, police released a statement detailing their account of the incident. According to officers, while they were speaking with the driver, one officer noticed a loaded firearm on the driver's side floorboard. For safety, all 4 passengers were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. After verifying identification, the driver was confirmed to be Terence Crawford, who received a citation for reckless driving. The statement also clarified the situation with the firearms, confirming one belonged to a member of Crawford's security team and was legally registered. Authorities emphasized that all 4 occupants were lawfully permitted to carry weapons.
Once they had stopped, Crawford was identified as the driver. According to police, officers observed a firearm on the floorboard on the driver's side. All 4 people, including members of Crawford's security team, were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. I spoke with the head of Crawford's security this afternoon, who says he's still shaken up.
Only hours after fans honored him with a parade, the same champion was seen in handcuffs on Cass Street. For many in Omaha, what should have been a weekend of pride quickly turned sour. Some supporters voiced disappointment that the celebration was overshadowed, while others criticized Crawford himself, calling out reckless driving and poor judgment. Local outlet KV cited an officer at the scene, who explained the firearm was first noticed when Crawford leaned down to retrieve his documents, including his license and registration.
Bro, I got a crazy clip to show you guys right now. But isn't that a policeman holding a gun to the 3-time undisputed world champ Terence Crawford's head? What did he do that was so bad that you had to pull him over?
The officer reported that as Crawford leaned forward, a firearm became visible near his feet, prompting the decision to order all occupants out of the vehicle at gunpoint. According to the account, everyone inside was briefly handcuffed until the situation was clarified. During the stop, Crawford was heard emphasizing that he was not reaching for the weapon. He raised his hands to show compliance, repeatedly stating that he was fully cooperating with police instructions.
That was a nightmare. You know, future husband, just had a brand new child and, you know, children and, you know, and stuff like that. And to know that I almost lost my life last night because we had a police officer that don't know how to articulate a traffic stop.
Crawford security chief, Qasim Shabazz, later offered a very different account, directly contradicting the officer's version of events. Shabazz insisted that Crawford never reached for any documents because he didn't have them with him. According to him, Crawford had already informed the officer that his license and registration were at home, leaving no reason to reach for anything. Shabazz further explained that both he and Crawford disclosed at the start of the stop that they were armed, as required under Nebraska law. Despite their transparency, the situation quickly escalated. Shabazz recalled Crawford calmly saying, "I have a firearm too," before the officer on his side suddenly panicked, shouting "hands up, get out the car, don't reach." Shabazz stressed there was never a gun in Crawford's hands, yet the officer reacted as if there was. "Everyone thought we were going to die, man," he recounted, describing the tense and frightening moments inside the vehicle.
I'm not reaching for no gun. You telling me the police at Omaha don't know who Terence Crawford is? Putting a gun in his face? Ridiculous.
Shabazz also challenged the reckless driving allegation, saying Crawford directly pressed the officer on whether radar had been used. According to Shabazz, the officer admitted no radar was involved. Crawford then asked "Well, how do you know I was speeding if you don't have radar?" Shabazz claims he captured the exchange on video, including the officer's response. "I cannot. I admit that I do not have radar."
Raid in Omaha after receiving the keys to the city? Huh? Hey, yo, that cop gotta be some hater, bro. Hey, yo, that's like the NYPD holding Derek Jeter on gunpoint and arresting him after the Yankee championship parade in New York City. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't even happen. So this cop gotta be some hater, bro.
The contradiction between the police statement and Shabazz's account has only intensified debate. Crawford's team cites Shabazz's version as proof the stop was mishandled, while others argue reckless driving can still be determined without radar. Shabazz described the encounter inside the vehicle as tense and frightening, with all 4 passengers, including himself, placed in handcuffs. He said the escalation was unnecessary, especially since they disclosed their firearms and attempted to cooperate. At Crawford's request, a police supervisor and lieutenant were called to the scene. Their arrival helped oversee and de-escalate the remainder of the stop before the reckless driving citation was finalized.
I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with.
By the time officials addressed the matter, video footage circulating online had already shaped the narrative. Fans were split. Some argued police overreacted, while others felt Crawford had put himself in a compromising position. For many, the incident cast a shadow over what had been a proud day for Omaha. Critics echoed Mayweather's remarks, insisting a champion of Crawford's stature should avoid such controversies altogether. In response to the growing attention, Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmaderer announced that internal affairs would investigate the officer's actions. Mayor John Ewing voiced his support, confirming both he and the chief were aware of the viral footage. The review will specifically examine whether proper procedures were followed when the firearm was spotted, and when officers decided to order all passengers out of the vehicle at gunpoint.
Wow, he had his gun drawn. Here's what TMZ wrote. Terence Crawford ordered out of the car by a cop holding a gun on a video. It says Terence Crawford was forced out of a car at gunpoint by police officers with tense exchange caught on video, and it's leading to an internal investigation.
For now, the only official charge filed against Crawford is reckless driving. Police have repeatedly confirmed that all firearms discovered in the vehicle were legal, and that no further charges would be pursued. Still, the stark contrast between Omaha's daytime celebration and the late-night traffic stop became the defining storyline of the weekend. Residents who had filled the streets to cheer their hometown hero were later reading headlines about him being ordered out of his car at gunpoint. Online, reactions ranged from shock to frustration. Some fans called it the wildest 24 hours for Crawford, while others accused police of unfairly targeting him. Critics, meanwhile, argued he should have avoided driving late at night altogether.
An investigation, but the damage is already done, my guy. The damage is already done. I'll be surprised if Terence Bud Crawford comes back to the city just disrespectful to the face of boxing. Not saying that the man's above the law, but Lord child, what was y'all doing? Gunpoint?
Mayweather stirred further controversy by using the stop to highlight what he claims separates their careers. For Floyd, legacy isn't just about victories. It's also about the choices made under the brightest spotlight. In his view, Crawford tarnished his own moment of glory, turning a day of celebration into headlines of handcuffs and controversy on the very night Omaha honored him.
Mayweather, I thought, took on some pretty tough 154-pounders when it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54.
Crawford's camp has remained largely silent, issuing only a brief statement through his spokeswoman on Sunday evening confirming he had no comment. Since then, neither he nor his team have responded further regarding the citation, police accounts, or Shabazz's version of events. For now, the reckless driving citation remains in place as Internal Affairs continues its investigation. Meanwhile, outside the legal process, the tension between Floyd and Crawford continues to intensify. And with names of this magnitude, it's no surprise the broader boxing world hasn't stayed quiet. Legends, analysts, and promoters alike are weighing in with their own strong opinions.